Oh, welcome back to Let's Play the Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time as we continue searching for more artifacts in Shangri-La. So today we'll be visiting the temple here, or whatever they end up calling it. It's effectively a temple. The game lets you go over here, but there really isn't any reason to go over here. I appreciate it. Lets you get a different view of things, explore a little bit, but yeah, there's nothing useful over here, unfortunately. Beautiful view of the gatehouse, though, or the bridge house, I guess, more as it were. So we got an interesting open, like, foyer design here.
That gruesome-looking fellow above the door is Yama, the Hindu god of the dead. His presence at the doorway could be symbolic. I think he represents the borderline between life and death.
Okay, they're talking about this guy here.
There are actually many mythological and religious figures that are common to both Hinduism and Buddhism. Siddhartha, the man who became Buddha, was originally a Hindu from India. He infused some of the elements of the Hindu religion when he created Buddhism.
Which is expected whenever you make a religion that's an offshoot of another. Well, that is way further than I wanted to go. I wanted to look at that, but we'll have a chance later. I believe that poster's in the temple. So here it looks like she's listening for something almost.
The shrine of the god's realm, to awaken the vein with the music of the jewel.
And if you remember, the jewel of the lotus was Om Mani Padme Vu.
Ni ma hum Pod, Pri, Om, Ram, Me. 6 of those 8 symbols represent the syllables of the holy mantra. Om, Ma, Ni, Pod, Me, Hum, that we saw earlier by the yaks. I'm not exactly sure what the other 2 symbols represent. The inscription on the white statue refers to the jewel in the lotus from the holy mantra. That must be what the statue is listening for. Spin the wheels to play the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. The other 2 syllable wheels must have been put there for a laugh. That's a good one. Om.
And you can tell they make quite the sound.
When did Andy Warhol start designing Tibetan Campbell soup jukeboxes? Each of those symbols on the prayer wheel represents a distinct acoustic syllable. Pri, Pod, Hum, Ram,
Ma. Well, that was lucky.
Ni, Me.
Om Mani.
Hum, Pod.
Oof. That one doesn't seem to quite work.
It appears this ferrous cylindrical instrument has suffered from prolonged exposure to structure-stressful oxidizing agents. Gage, it's rusty. Get the oil can. Oil can. If you think it's important to play that note, we need to grease the wheel, so to speak. I'll just use my magical universal solvent. Gage, did you bring the WD-40? If that wheel is going to turn, it needs lubrication. Unless you're planning on cooking me a romantic Italian dinner, you could probably apply the olive oil to the rusty prayer wheel.
And actually, I believe there's some yak butter we can get later without being too spoilerific. But I believe you can also use the yak butter. But in this case, we'll use the pitcher of oil.
Om, Ram, Me, Ma, Ni.
Now, I don't know if it makes you restart the whole sequence. I guess we'll find out
Ram, Ma, Ni, Me, Pri, Pod, Om, Ram, Ma.
I guess that one. Okay, I think we have to restart the whole sequence.
Om.
Om.
Ram, Ma.
Om. Ma.
Me, Ni,
Ni.
Pod, Me, Whom.
There we go. That should be the sequence. And somehow it transmutated the audio into a pearl. I don't quite know how the artifact is integrated into these statues, which is kind of a question for all of them outside of Atlantis. Atlantis was pretty easy. It's like, okay, they must have run the water over the artifact, which turned it into healing water. You know, it's a pretty simple explanation. But then you have the El-Dorado, where like they just have visions, which I mean, I assume you must commune with the artifact somehow or be linked to it, and that the shaman must undergo a ritual to do that, and that we also kind of did that by touching the first artifact. But then this one gets really out there, where it's like, okay, there's got to be some sort of alien mechanism in these that's doing this. Hey, there's our third row. I don't know why we weren't getting it earlier. White stone, object analysis, item white stone, date found 14th of April 1219 AD, location Himalayan mountains, a polished white stone of common composition. Its shape is perfectly spherical. And this, you can really tell from the music. They do a good job with the music. You can tell this is your final goal from how grand and majestic this music is. You can kind of see a lotus shape there, kind of reflecting the light, or focusing it maybe. But we have some exploring to do, so I believe... nope, this isn't the same poster from the entryway, but it's important nonetheless.
This looks interesting. If I'm not mistaken, and I rarely am, the mural depicts the Buddha entering 6 different segmented realms.
You'll notice the colors correspond pretty closely to what we have already. We have the blue one for the alms bowl and the human realm, whose sin is pride. You have the Praetos realm, yellow, which we fed them with the fruit. Their sin is gluttony. You have the animal realm, their sin of ignorance. We fed them the book, so they got knowledge. And now we have the gods realm, whose sin is pride, which we got their attention with the music.
I'm kicking myself for it now, Gage, but I chose to read Amish Better Home and Garden over the Buddhist art of tapestry and decoration. So we should go ask the Lama about this art piece. In that segment, the Buddha is carrying a lute, a stringed musical instrument.
And in this, it's giving kind of more clues as to what you need to offer the statues in order to get the stone out of them.
In that segment, the Buddha is carrying a fiery sword.
So the lute here is symbolic of music. There we've seen a sword twice now, with because the Lama told us the sword was the symbol of salvation for the Titan realm, and now we see a sword here.
In that segment, the Buddha is carrying a book.
Yeah.
In that segment, the Buddha is carrying fire. In that segment, the Buddha is carrying a piece of fruit. In that segment, the Buddha is carrying a bowl.
And you can see how perfectly it matches up with what we've done so far. I really do love this environment that they crafted. We can see another tapestry here, but unfortunately it's apparently not relevant to what we're doing, so we can't zoom in on it or get any commentary. And you can't really explore the rest of this floor. You kind of have to squeeze through there really tight, but I guess they were smaller back then. And these posters also apparently are not relevant. But here we can see this is actually a copy of the poster we just saw.
Gage, that depiction of the 6 segments we saw on the wall is duplicated on the floor of this temple. It must have great meaning to the monks of this monastery. Gage, the entire floor shows the 6 realms of the Wheel of Life.
And I like how the footsteps are padded, because I guess this is just a giant carpet rather than like a stone inlay or something. Once again, we can't actually access these tapestries at all, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to see them up close, but
That white statue is holding a lute, a musical instrument, while the other hand is outstretched as if it's waiting for something. The white Buddha in the temple has an outstretched hand as if he's waiting for something to be placed there, maybe something round and white that looks like the round white stone in your inventory.
and it is indeed what they're waiting for.
I think I understand the gimmick here. Once you give the object of salvation to a shrine, you are given a stone of enlightenment. You transcend the realm once you place the stone in the hands of the same colored Buddha inside the temple.
And he's exactly right. Wait, what? That was not... I wanted to...
The inscriptions speak of the path of Siddha Biwawa. Denied nirvana by pride, the once Siddha Biwawa found himself in the realm of the gods, complacent in their heavenly heights. Only with the Buddha's song-filled voice did he escape into the next realm, the battlefields of the Ashurus Titans.
So by handing these objects of salvation to the Buddhas, the statues, if you believe their mythology, we are helping other people to get out of their realms and closer towards nirvana. Yeah, okay, now I'm really confused, because this obviously is stone inlay rather than like carpeting, because it comes up in sections with the stairs, so I don't get why it's so quiet. But well, we don't have this stone yet.
That red statue is holding a sword. That must be the next object we need to offer to the Buddha.
And he's right, so we cannot go any further. And I believe... Is it? Okay. So, the stone isn't returned to our... God damn it. The stone isn't returned to our inventory. The Buddha keeps a hold of it. I don't think we can... Yeah, we can't take it back. But that's fine. No one's going to come by and steal it. We can go to the Buddha with the things we've learned. I forget if we'll have to go to him as the Khan or as Pilgrim, but we can try both real quick. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on. I'm just clicking on everything today, apparently. All right, well, time to return to the Lama. Llama, llama, red pajama, llama, llama, red pajama. Okay, not the Khan, the llama. Come on, game. Alright. I don't know if we actually tell the llama about the stones that we're picking up. I think it'd be something to tell them, you know, but so they could see someone gain enlightenment right before their death, you know, kind of cap off their life that way. But and then we could just play off our time jump as the as us ascending to Nirvana, so we wouldn't even necessarily disrupt the time stream at all.
Hello again, Initiate. How may I help you?
Not at all, apparently.
Goodbye.
Walk with peace, Initiate.
All right, let's come back as the Khan.
Great Khan, how may I be of service to you?
Tell me about the temple.
The temple was built long ago by the first Siddha to teach us about the Wheel of Life. Athanka, a large tapestry hanging in the temple, shows the Buddha appearing in each of the realms, carrying specific objects of salvation that alleviate the suffering of those in the unenlightened realms.
And that's the, oh, we can ask him about more of the realms.
Tell me about the realms.
Which realm do you wish to know about?
Tell me about the gods' realm.
The gods are decadent beings. Their vice is selfishness. Blinded by opulence, they ignore the suffering of others until they are consumed by conceit. The symbol of salvation for the gods is music, which disrupts their vain reverie.
Goodbye.
Walk with peace, brother.
The Lama said that it's the responsibility of all Buddhists to alleviate suffering. We know the shrines around the monastery are dedicated to the beings suffering in the unenlightened realms. The question is, how are the shrines related to the test of the Siddha? According to the Lama, only by walking in the Siddha's path can one discover his secret. The Siddha died and is now on the Wheel of Life. Gage, we have to follow his path and overcome the realms of the unenlightened. Gage, the answer must be in the temple Thenka. By offering the salvation symbols to the shrines, as the Buddha is doing in the temple Thenka, you can transcend the unenlightened realms. The test of the Siddha is a metaphor for escaping the Wheel of Life. I'll put it in layman's terms, Gage. We have to offer specific objects to each of the shrines, salvation objects that relieve the suffering of the unenlightened. By escaping the realms, you become a full-fledged Siddha. No longer a nobody, you're with the in crowd. No more catcalls, no more snapping towels from other monks in the locker room. Oh yeah. Then there's the sandals.
So, and he's right. You've kind of seen we've been doing that already. So now comes perhaps the most annoying part of this zone, where we have to go into the catacombs beneath the temple. We won't go through it all today. We'll just get over there. We can also apologize to the monk for punching him, on Khan's behalf, at least. So let's go over here. And we'll go up here.
Ha! Khan, have you come seeking answers with your fist again? Well, come now, warrior. You won't surprise me again.
Okay, if I remember right, Night Shiner just gets us punched. Threat in the Khan might also get us punched. None of these answers. I thought there was an apology option, but I guess.
I don't want to fight you. I seek answers.
I already told you I can't help. I don't have the answers of the Sita. You are being tested by the Lama. Go speak with him.
Goodbye.
So, yeah, I guess we can't patch things up between them. And it looks like he got punched pretty hard. Let's go as the llama for a while.
Lama Dulsted, do you need to cross the bridge or speak with me?
Can we talk?
Lama, I was hoping to have a word with you about our new initiate, Genghis Khan.
Surely, brother. What about him?
Khan. When I told him I did not have the answers to his questions, he started mumbling. Then he turned away as if to leave, but instead he swung his fist and struck me. It took all my restraint and training not to bludgeon him.
What questions was he asking you?
He was searching for the Sita's secrets. I know nothing of it. I told him to see you to learn more, but he demanded answers.
What was he mumbling?
I think he was trying to recite the holy mantra to calm himself, but he failed.
And that does line up with Khan's account of the situation.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lama.
But there's really not much more flavor we can get out of the guard monk, the Dob here. So we're gonna go back to the lower part of the of Shangri-La, because from there is where we will enter the vents, which that's how this whole place kind of stays warm enough for human habitation and even for growing vegetation in like the greenhouse and such. Is the they have a bunch of thermal vents underneath Shangri-La that they have tunnels connecting to the buildings in order to kind of heat things up.
Hello again, friend.
Again, this is the first time I've talked to you in this, guys.
Goodbye.
Always tread the path, and peace will find you.
And you can't give them anything. It would be funny if you could give people things. I know some games, some adventure games let you just like drag random objects on the people and then they'll comment on them, you know, like if it's something they want or need, or like, I can't do anything with that. Why are you giving me that? This isn't one of those games. But then again, this was like the first game in the series to actually have dialogue with people. Now, we can get into the springs from here, actually, because we can use the gaff to pull a release mechanism here. Let's see, where's it? Here's our trusty gaff. And that opens this tunnel. However, we won't be going in here, so we're just going to go straight out again. But if you were to look on our map here, that is actually this like water slide here that we just went into. On the other end of that is the greenhouse. So we're gonna go talk to the monk here, and then I think we'll call it for today, as we'll be spending most of the next episode exploring the tunnels beneath Shangri-La. Hello.
Buddha be praised! The tree has been healed and the crops has been saved. Why, even my cold is gone. Someone must have appeased the praetors.
Yeah, I don't know how. Okay, so he doesn't give us any special dialogue. Maybe if we talk to him before healing the tree, but because now he just stands there looking shocked. But yeah. So off into the tunnels we go, and that'll be it for this time. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time. And stay safe out there, and we'll see you then, after these brief messages from Arthur.
This steam vent area must correspond to the image of fire indicated on the tunnel map. This looks like a natural steam vent. It probably goes down pretty deep. The monks are using the heat from these vents to warm their monastery. Gage, don't panic, but we may have stumbled into a Turkish prison.
Do I expect you to leave this steam tunnel?
No, Agent Blackwood.
I expect you to die!
See you next time, folks.